For this video, we are going to walk through the character sheet and the special rules for the Barbarian for our game, The Dungeon of the Beast. Ta-da! Hello gamers, Matthew here from Grey Army Gaming. What you see before you is the character sheet for the Barbarian for our game, The Dungeon of the Beast. Now this character has some things that are similar to other characters, and it also has a few unique features. We can go through these one at a time. If we start here on the top, we see we have two avatars like normal. One of them we can leave on the character sheet so that we know that this is the Barbarian character. The other one we can go ahead and place onto the gaming board. You see, this is really cool with the Barbarian. He's got a lot of gray here, and he's got two dots on top here to show that there's a lot of armor and a lot of power in the Barbarian character. On the top row now, you see there are 4 yellow dots, and there's 1 translucent yellow dot. Now, this is the proficiency and attack weapon skill here. The Barbarian typically will be hitting on a 1, 2, 3, or 4, but with some special abilities we'll get to down here, he can actually hit on a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. The second row is our armor. The Barbarian has heavy armor, so there are 2 of these silver dots here, which means on an armor save, we will save on a 1 or a 2. Now, the Barbarian is also really slow, so I added this brown piece here to show you that the remaining movement dots we have is only 3. 1, 2, 3. The Barbarian is going to be slow, and because of the heavy armor, the Barbarian can only move 3 dots in a normal turn. Of course, it's possible to dash, and there's also some abilities down here that will help the Barbarian move a little bit more. And finally, for our normal things, the Barbarian, like all of the other characters, has 6 hit points to begin with. Over here on the right, when we are playing solo play, we have spaces for the 6 gold that we need to collect while we walk through the dungeon. Here's a space that we have for our jewel that we will be collecting, and finally a space here for the torch that we collect in each room. And let's move down here now to the Barbarian's special ability. You see he has 6 of one and 6 of the other. The first one is what we are calling plant power. Now, the Barbarian can eat this at any point during his or her turn, and what this means is that on any successful attack, the Barbarian will cause 2 wounds instead of 1. And moreover, in addition to this, if one of these plants is eaten, the Barbarian will have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chance of hitting and connecting. So the weapon skill increases from 4 to 5. Now this can be eaten at the beginning of the turn, at any time during the turn, and it doesn't count as an action. The second one down here, you see these pink dots. These are what we call Rage Run. Now, when the Barbarian uses one of these, and this does not require an action either, you can use this at any time, the Barbarian is given 3 additional dots of movement. So if you use one of these, the Barbarian can essentially move up to 6 dots. It's also possible, however, to dash, which would mean that you would be able to get 3 additional dots. So with this, the Barbarian could potentially move 9 dots. Now, eating this plant and using this rage does not require an action, so it's possible now to use these and still move and or attack. Now, what's also cool is that if you want to, you can consume 1 flower and you can use a rage run in the same turn. But remember, that's going to deplete your resources fairly quickly, so it's not always smart to use them together. But let's say you need to run far and you want to have a super powerful attack, well then you can use 1 of each and you can move far and attack. But remember, that's going to deplete your resources fairly quickly. You have 6 rooms in the dungeon to get through, so you don't want to use them all at once. With all of that explained, let's go ahead and show you how the Barbarian actually plays on the game board. So here is our setup for the first room of the dungeon. Our Barbarian over here in the corner. We have rolled off for the way the room looks, and also we have rolled for 2 goblins, 1 up here and 1 in this position. The Barbarian will begin. At the risk of using a lot of resources early in the game, I am going to go for the Rage Run, and I'm also going to consume one of my plants for flower power, which means now that I'm going to get 3 additional dots of movement, plus I will get my attack bonus and cause 2 wounds. 6 dots of movement, so here we go. 1, 2, 3, I will be able to pick up the torch, and then let's go 4, 5, 6, and that will place me into base-to-base contact with that orc. I am going to attack. Because of flower power, I'm hitting on a 1 through 5, and I am causing 2 wounds if I successfully hit. 3, that is a hit. The orc is still able to make a save on a 1 because of its light armor. And no save, so 2 wounds go through. 2 hit points on that orc, so that is enough to take him out of commission, which means I will gain 1 gold piece for killing him. We now go over to the orc and goblin's turn. We're going to have this guy move up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. His movement. He can move 5. He cannot attack around walls, so that will be the end of his movement there. We will assume that I have searched enough and I'm ready now to clear the room. So I'm going to go ahead and just use a normal movement, no rage run here. Put myself into base-to-base contact with this orc and goblin. But I'm also going to eat a flower power, which gives me the chance to hit on a 1 through 5 and cause 2 wounds. Hitting on a 1 through 5. And it's a 3. That hits. Now the orc is able to make a save because of light armor on a 1. No save, so 2 wounds goes through. 2 wounds goes through, 2 hit points left on that orc, so I will take him out of commission. I gain a gold for killing him, and now I'm able to go ahead and search for the door along this wall for the next room. So there you have it. I've cleared that room, and it was a pretty expensive room. I've used 2 flower powers and 1 rage run already. So maybe I'm going a bit too quickly. Maybe I shouldn't have used as much in the first room. I still have 5 more rooms to get through. So you want to be strategic about how you use these resources. Don't use them all at once. But when you use them, they are pretty strong. Well, there you have it, folks. A quick run through of the character sheet and the special rules for the Barbarian for our game, the Dungeon of the Beast. Thank you for joining us here today at Grey Army Gaming for the future of gaming.